It was the crash that sparked outrage all over the internet. A car on the Belt Parkway suddenly stops. The driver then backs into the car behind it in an apparent case of insurance fraud.
And as you can see, the entire incident caught on dash cam video. And
you know, one of my absolute favorite things about the local news, and this is across the nation. And by the way, I don't want you to interpret this as me calling them out for saying allegedly when somebody hasn't been convicted, because there are good reasons for that. However, every other qualifier that they give when we look at the footage in 1080p in HD about how this is apparently staged, to me is hilarious. Because obviously, when you throw it in reverse and you crash into the car behind you, that is definitely a staged accident. You can have an argument about the classic version of this where you have a car on your right and a car in front of you. The car in front of you suddenly slams on the brakes, and that is the most classic form of insurance fraud that we see in these types of staged accident scenarios. But this is way over the top. This one is so obvious, that this one is so clear, it's caught on video, that it defies all logic that the local news decided to tell us, you know what? Apparently this was staged. This looks a little bit off, a little bit suspicious, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
And as you can see, the entire incident caught on dash cam video, and thankfully so for the victim in this case, and for the investigators who had to track down the culprits in that crashing car. Tonight, one of the occupants in that car is in some serious trouble.
So today's story is a good crime-related story where people, average everyday citizens who saw this video, reacted to this video, ultimately ended up leading to the arrest and capture of the individuals, some of them, behind this particular crime. Because this one is so blatant, it's so obvious to everybody except at the local news who think this is apparently staged, this is allegedly staged via the dash cam video, that it launched the police investigation, led to arrests, and of course went viral and was viewed tens of millions of times. So this was in the Brooklyn part of the Belt Parkway, which is a highway in New York City, and as you can see, it comes off on its surface like a regular ordinary brake check. You're gonna rear-end me, we're gonna commit insurance fraud, talk about all our different various injuries.
But it's crazy, like he had one hand on the, what the oh my god!
What happened, babe?
Oh my god, what is he doing?
But the person behind the vehicle who has the dash cam ended up stopping in time, and that ultimately ended up leading to this driver, who is an absolute idiot in this scenario, deciding that he was just going to throw it in reverse and try to clobber this car, even though this looks like the most absurd thing that you could possibly imagine.
I'm just really happy that he was arrested.
Ashpia Natasha expressed relief there's been an arrest after her dash cam video of getting reversed into went viral.
Oh my god, what is he doing?
This is an extremely bold crime, right? You stop on the Belt Parkway, one of the busiest parkways in the city of New York, if not the country. At some point, you have to wonder how many people could get hurt in this particular type of scam.
One of the four suspects who emerged from the car was taken into custody, arriving in New York on a flight from Ecuador. The Queens DA says Michael Martinez, a 28-year-old man from Dyker Heights, seen here in the black cap and glasses, spotting the dash cam and then walking away, conspired with the other occupants of the Honda to stage the October 16th accident on the Belt Parkway.
So right off the top, I want to point out that this guy was flying back from Ecuador. We don't know his immigration status, but if you pay attention to this video very carefully, this idiot, the passenger, I mistakenly said the driver was male, it was actually one of the females driving, comes out holding his head on his baseball cap like he has some traumatic brain injury.
Oh my god,
Where are
babe.
you?
I'm on the Belt Parkway. This guy just reversed into me. What the hell is going on?
Reversed into you?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, fuck, I'm shaking.
My god. Babe.
Yeah.
Just stay there. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Where on the Belt Parkway?
Oh, holy shit. After that turn?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh my
Babe,
god.
it's okay.
Alright, hold on. Hold on, okay? What happened? Hold on, babe. Oh. Wait.
This is what this guy was going with for a rear-end collision, which of course wasn't even a rear-end collision. It was this guy or this vehicle backing up into a car with the dash cam. But there's a great moment right here that I love, and honestly probably is one of the reasons why this video went viral, and that is this man looking directly into the dash cam and realizing that he messed up. That he totally bungled this, that this insurance fraud that they're running with is not going to go all that well for him.
Martinez there, who appears to notice they're being recorded, was charged with insurance fraud and staging a vehicle crash. 3 others seen in the video are still being sought, including this man, possibly the driver who took off in a getaway vehicle.
Again, look at his eyes right there. Just zoom in on that. Oh my God, is this not one of the most amazing and hilarious moments in this man's life, where he realizes that the scam he ran, God knows how many times, is finally going to catch up with them. And he went to Ecuador. I hope he had a great time in that tropical paradise. But as soon as he came back to JFK, the police were ready and waiting for him. And I don't even know why he bothered to come back to JFK, to New York City, because this video had already gone viral and been seen tens of millions of times online. And we're going to make sure that this idiot is famous for this expression, because he definitely deserves it. Look at this poor woman that he was wrecking her car in order to scam her, in order to jack up her insurance so he could get a quick payout for what I'm guessing he was going to claim was some kind of traumatic brain injury. Unfortunately for him, he has a little bit more brain damage than he thought, but that was before the non-accident.
Defendants in general who scam, their main objective is to separate you from your money.
The Queens DA says Martinez is facing 5 charges: reckless endangerment, insurance fraud, conspiracy, criminal mischief, and staging a motor vehicle accident. He pled not guilty and was released. No one answered the door at his Brooklyn address this afternoon, nearby where the car was ditched and vandalized before being impounded by the NYPD. The DA's office is asking for the public's help identifying the other people seen in the video: 2 women who immediately began holding their heads and snapping pictures, and 1 man who exits the car and then jumps into this red Kia, which was traveling behind the victim when she was cut off and backed into.
Suddenly you have 4 people in this particular case getting out of their car, looking like they're injured, looking like they have pain, and saying it's your fault, right? And so we need those folks who believe that they might have fallen victim to either these individuals or other people doing the same scam to come forward.
Look, I'm not one of these people that's like, put a camera absolutely everywhere, but if you ever needed a case for a dash cam on your vehicle, this is it right here. In fact, when I'm done shooting this video, there is a less than 0% chance that I will be ordering one myself, because this is an obvious scam and every component of it was captured on this video, including the swap out, because I guess a guy was driving this video, and yes, I'm incredibly confused.
The people in the backseat put up a tarp, and in that time, the driver, we're alleging that the driver and the passenger switched.
The crime dangerous and particularly brazen because
In order to do this scam, it has to be an insured vehicle, a licensed driver, and all the papers need to be in order.
But it's increasingly common, according to the Insurance Information Institute. It reports thousands of staged crashes in New York and New Jersey. Incidents up 14 and 58% respectively, costing insurers $20 billion nationwide.
So look, beyond the absurdity of this individual crime, again, another reason why, especially if you live in the tri-state area, especially if you live in New Jersey, you definitely want to get yourself a dash cam, is because of the numbers like this. Now, New Jersey was already one of the highest states for automobile insurance fraud in the entire union, but as you can see, the numbers are going up in New York State as well. And to be clear, this is actually a scam, or a scam that is similar to this was inflicted on my mom, now that I understand that they had the getaway car at the ready in order to swap out this particular driver. When my mother was driving at one point in time, she actually ended up hitting, quote unquote, a bicyclist. Now, to be clear, the bicyclist ran into her vehicle on purpose. That is exactly what happened, and he feigned injury. But the funny thing is my mom's a nurse, and my mom served in the military. So if somebody is wounded on the pavement, she's gonna go out and assess the situation. That kind of spooked them a little bit, but one of the things that she noticed during this whole scenario that maybe somebody who's a bit more panicked would not notice is the fact that while she was checking on this person's health, somebody had come by with a van and taken the bikes in order to give it to another person, because this scam was so prolific for them that they had more participants than they had bicycles in this particular incident. Now, of course, That ultimately ended up leading to the police discovering that this person on a bicycle had been hit and had sued multiple different people just in that last month with critical injuries, and hopefully this person ended up facing serious consequences. However, to be clear, the insurance company doesn't tell you about that, and they did ultimately end up trying to sue for injuries, my neck, my back, all them injuries that they were claiming, but the facts are what they are. These scams are becoming more prevalent, and one of the reasons why is that people don't face criminal consequences for it. But in this particular instance, I want the hammer to be dropped, but unfortunately, New York did not get rid of bail reform. They didn't get rid of other potential laws that could aid and abet these crooks. And I just want to point out that these are the consequences that people don't even really think of when they pass these woke criminal justice legislations. Because once people realize that they're not going to be prosecuted for these petty crimes that are victimless, that supposedly don't hurt anyone, you end up seeing numbers spike and percolate in all these different various areas. And while I said New Jersey historically is very high for insurance fraud, that is not necessarily true for the state of New York, yet we're seeing the numbers go up here as well.
I just got off the phone with the police and they let me know that they made one arrest, which is amazing.
28-year-old Michael Martinez of Diker Heights was busted at JFK Thursday night after flying home from Ecuador, according to sources. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz says he was a passenger in the suspect vehicle. Martinez, there, who appears to notice they're being recorded, was charged with insurance fraud and staging a vehicle crash. 3 others seen in the video are still being sought, including this man, possibly the driver who took off in a getaway vehicle.
Now look, in this particular instance, we have an arrest. Hopefully they put the screws to this individual and he ends up churning on his co-conspirators. If these are illegal aliens, I hope they get deported from the United States of America, although New York City is a sanctuary city. But I do think it's important for me to put this out there because you might be on the road, you might be involved in one of these instances, and guess what? Many a police officer would not believe that the person actually backed up and slammed into you after the brake check thing didn't work unless you had the video to show for it. So while this video is not sponsored by dash cams, I will say if you have a dash cam in this particular scenario, it likely will help you out. It likely will be a big assist. And honestly, I think that might be a great takeaway from this, because when you're in these places that have gone soft on crime, or even in places that aren't soft on crime but have fault for drivers in these rear-end collisions, and of course the rear-ending driver is always at fault, you need to have some line of defense, something to protect you, something to show that you weren't in the wrong when you're 100% in the right. And again, for this woman, I feel so good for her that she had this dash cam, because these people damaged her car. She's trying to make an honest living. She actually works for a living, but these criminal scammers, these thugs, these people that are so destructive to our society, that cause such impact on everybody from top to bottom, but mostly in the bottom and middle class in this country, are running another scam. And maybe this has something to do with the migrant crisis. Again, they're not revealing that information. I would love to look into this and see if this is the case, but make no mistake about it, once the illegals figure out how our insurance fraud system works and how there's no consequences for that in many sanctuary cities, they will be running that as well. In addition to that, I will also want to point out that if you're victimized by a crime, or if you're in some of these kind of circumstances, there are immigration benefits that they will actually get from this. So yeah, there is a very real chance that in this particular case it involves illegals, although I'm not making that claim as 100% fact. But in other cases going forward, they could also involve these same people, because when you got pending legal action, when you've been victimized, we have all these different ways to cater to them. So this might be a twofold scam for them, and we're already having enough problems with the onefold from our regular citizens committing this insurance fraud. So yeah, definitely get yourself a dash cam, definitely protect yourself, and definitely laugh at this guy's face as he realized that he totally messed up. He's caught on camera, and his acting for traumatic brain injury is not going to win him any Oscars anytime soon. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. If you like this video, then show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on all my social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the absolute craziness of this particular viral video and the justice that hopefully will be served. Till next time.